Welcome to another episode of Socially Distant, a way for me to keep my sanity during the self-quarantine and a way for you to get to know a little bit more about me. I hope everybody is doing their part and staying 6 feet away from each other, making sure they're minimizing contact with others and helping us flatten the curve. It's going to be the phrase of 2020, I know it. So I asked you guys for suggestions for videos that I could give you my top items in a category, and you came through. This one from Phil is my top 5 Star Wars movies. So I will go ahead and give those to you from number 5 to number 1. In at number 5 is Attack of the Clones / The Clone Wars. Now, I lump in the Clone Wars animated movie and the live-action film Attack of the Clones because I feel like they complement each other very well, and on its own, Attack of the Clones is not a great movie, but when you fill in the backstories and the gaps with the Clone Wars animated series and the Clone Wars animated movie, it becomes a lot better. You just gotta watch a lot of it to really get to that point where Attack of the Clones is really good. In at number 4, The Force Awakens, and I'm not big on the Rey Skywalker trilogy, not because it's hipster to hate things that are new, but because I just don't really feel compelled by them. I don't know, but The Force Awakens is great because of one specific part, and it seems a little ghoulish, but when Han Solo dies, it's like, bruh, yeah, he's actually dead. So just for that shock value alone, it's in at number 4. Number 3 is Return of the Jedi, solely because of the opening sequence of the movie, basically everything that takes place on Tatooine. Whether it is the Sarlacc pit fight or the Rancor fight, or pretty much any fight in the beginning of Return of the Jedi, because then Luke goes to Dagobah and it's weird, and then another Death Star assault. We've been there 2 movies ago. It's fine, don't worry. But that is why Return of the Jedi is at number 3. Number 2, Revenge of the Sith. I know it's not a particularly popular thing to like movies from the prequel trilogy, but I think Revenge of the Sith is a really good movie. It covers a lot of the emotional spectrum, from Order 66 when you see all these Jedi getting mowed down to Samuel L. Jackson getting thrown out a window, and it really gives us a handoff right into A New Hope. Well, technically right into Rogue One, which, by the way, is at my tied spot for second because I love Rogue One and what it does with its story building and its character development, and also how it ends. Did not see that coming, but it is actually a really good movie. So it's like 1.5, 2.0 A on my list. So those 2 films together. And at number 1, of course, The Empire Strikes Back, the perfect sequel of any movie that has ever been a sequel. The bad guys win. That, to me, is one of the first movies where I really saw the bad guys win, and that's it. There's no end game at that point in the early 80s. We knew the bad guys won, and that's it. It's got great sequences on Hoth. It's the beginning where we're first introduced to Yoda, so it's still kind of novel and cool, and it just really is a complete film to me. And then, of course, Lando's badass sequence in Cloud City is great. Luke finding out the revelation that Vader is his father, him getting his hand chopped off, which is a theme through these movies. Empire Strikes Back pretty much checks all the boxes for a perfect sequel. So those are my top 5 Star Wars films, technically like 6.5, but that's okay. We're not keeping score. I'm not keeping score. If you have a suggestion for a category or a list that you'd love to know a little bit more about what I think and what I like on it, suggest it right in the comments, and I will be back next time. Thank you to Phil for the suggestion on my top Star Wars movies. I'll see you guys around. Take care and be good to each other.